сейчас я хотел попросить моего коллегу Маркуса, слушателя компании QS Group, рассказать нам про интерактивные отчеты.
Very short, I wanted to point out actually two important, I don't know, trends, tendencies we have seen this year. This is one, only online I called it. So we were talking a lot about printed reports. We were talking a lot how to do this. I have an example of Godovых, a Swiss company, who completely did only an online report and out of this a printed version. And the second tendency, online report, the annual report going mobile. So do companies use this, how they use this, and what makes sense there. Just shortly as an introduction, the statistics are still similar like the years before. When we look at the 80 biggest companies in Germany, I picked out here, then we see that approximately 15% of them still stay with only delivering the PDF file, so convert the printed version into PDF and put it on the website. 85% are delivering an online version. Here, the majority, approximately 45%, delivering an HTML version, so a website, complete website out of the annual report, and the others are staying with a, we call it quick report, so a slightly more easy version of this report. When we look at DAX 30, the biggest companies, then we see that the 30 leading companies in Germany are almost all 80% delivering an HTML version of the report. Why it solves such issues? What Andre said, is a summary necessary? Do I need a summary of the annual report? All this can deliver an online version. When we look at the example of Godovых, then I told already this was a company completely rejecting a printed version, but start to think about the online version. And here I see a good tendency in Russia concerning online reports, so I think the interest in making an interactive version is increasing. What I still do not see is the right thinking concerning timing and workflow. A lot of companies are still starting too late, generally with the annual report. I hope your participation today makes you starting this year and not in April when you want to publish in May or June. And when we talk about the online version, to start thinking about this 2 weeks before publishment is also not possible, because conceptually we need to rethink. Rethink means what is important, and I agree with Andre to stick to instruments. We need a landing page. What a landing page should deliver? It should deliver two things. A, it should give the user the possibility to find the information he or she wants as fast as possible. And B, it should tell a story. We were a lot of talking about design, creative, interesting, and so on and so forth. I would say you can make it as beautiful, as creative as possible. The important thing is that you express what your company is doing, where your company comes from, and where your company goes to, so that the investor understands what you're doing. Warren Buffett, perhaps an extraordinary example of an investor, but he says he's investing in companies where he understands the business model and understands how they can grow. And exactly this is what we see in the area of design, structure, and creativity, that you find a way to express your so-called equity story, why to invest in your company. And this can be done in different kind of ways. Very often we see the tendency that videos are used. So an interview with the CEO, car makers are very often having nice video galleries about the new cars they introduced in the last year, or case studies they have. So this is expressing what you're doing. This is showing that you have a personal touch and that you're interested in investors. When we go inside the report, then we face the problem here in Russia still that we start too late with the online report. So To put it online is not a problem. But to put it online, then I say, if you just think about this, then we make a PDF file out of this you can download for free, and it's done in 15 minutes. When you want to make it functional, valuable, then you should put instruments inside. You should give the user the possibility which he or she don't has in the PDF version. In the PDF version he goes through, sees the balance sheet, on the next 20 pages is the P&L statement, then it's 110 pages of explanation, and he has to somehow find a way. And all this can be avoided with an online version. You can put figures together in an analyzing tool. You can give the user the possibility to summarize its own report, to print it out. And this is what needs time, but this is what makes an online report valuable in the end. The question appeared with Geberit, what we do with the people who want to have a printout. I'm a person working in the online sphere who likes very much printouts about the things I want to read. So what we did here is, here's the possibility that out of the HTML code, so the online, the website, let's say, of the report, we can generate automatically PDF files. And this gives the user the possibility to have exactly the summary we were talking about. I want to see the balance sheet, I want to see the risk and chances forecast, and I want to see whatever the summary of the last year. And to convert this into PDF, to print it out, go to the airport, and read it while flying wherever they're going to. The second trend, I don't know, perhaps we can discuss this later on. We had a lot of interest in having a version for mobile devices. When we look shortly at some statistics, then we see that worldwide companies delivering an online report for iPads and other mobile devices is increasing. When we look just to Germany, our home country, then the number is not increasing. When we talk about apps, so you go to the App Store and can download the report. Gazprom has delivered such a version. What is increasing is, we call it archive apps. So apps you can download as well from the App Store, but it's just actually a summary of the last year's annual reports, quarterly reports, presentations. This is what a lot of companies are doing. And what is also increasing is the number of companies optimizing the online report for view on iPads, for example. What needs to be optimized? This is usually the question we face technically. Yeah, I mean, I can open it, it looks nice, and do I really need this? No, you don't need this. You can open the online report easily with the URL on an iPad as well, but the usage of an iPad with the swiping function, with a smaller screen, is different. And here we need to adjust the screen design. Usually we need to adjust the concept. So when we look at Ross Telecom, for example, on the left side, then we have taken out the navigation, usually, and only if the user wants to navigate, then it's coming into the screen. This has reasons, because the screen size is smaller and it's much more comfortable to read. But this is just an optimized version, so you open it through 3W and the URL which comes behind. Other examples, BMW and so on and so forth. And with this, I hope I stayed in the 5 minutes, not to make it too boring for you. And so thank you very much. I'm open for discussion, questions.
Thank you, Marcus. Вопросы к Маркусу по поводу интерактивных отчетов?
Презентация интерактивная, она все-таки достаточно большого формата, достаточно большого объема. Не все компьютеры могут иметь возможность как открыть или прочитать. Каким образом можно сократить, уменьшить?
Если говорить именно о презентациях, вы говорите о презентации итогов года или вы говорите о годовом отчете?
Годовом отчете.
Ну вот то, что показывал Маркус, если я не ошибаюсь, это обычные веб-сайты, которые живут в интернете, нормально загружаются. И я бы сказал так, поскольку они решены многих излишеств, которыми досаждают нам потребительские сайты, они работают зачастую гораздо более эффективно и быстро. Да, совершенно верно. Вопрос, вы знаете, в чем? Иногда под годовыми отчетами, онлайн-годовыми отчетами подразумевают все еще флеш-презентации и книжечки, листалочки, которые постоянно требуют загрузки на небыстрых соединениях, они заставляют вас ждать, причем совершенно зазря, потому что они не отличаются от PDF-версий, которые можете скачать. Вот. Именно поэтому этот формат, он, по факту вымер, мы еще видим в России несколько динозавров, которые продолжают так делать. Я желаю им оставаться примером. Еще вопросы? Да, Татьяна.
У меня не вопрос, но уточнение. Я просто хотела сказать, что есть разница между интерактивным отчетом и онлайн-версией. Это две разные вещи. Интерактивная версия, как вы сказали, можно листать странички, и онлайновая версия – это когда, не знаю, это просто это другой сайт, это микросайт, и вы смотрите на отчеты, там правильная навигация совершенно другая, вы выбираете то, что вам нужно, вы делаете PDF-версию, если вам надо что-то распечатать. И у нас замечательный пример, посмотрите, пожалуйста, годовые отчеты Акрона сделаны на очень хорошем уровне, и сейчас новый отчет Еврахима вышел, социальный отчет, очень замечательный. Рекомендую посмотреть онлайн-версию.
Маркос?
Yeah, perhaps not to confuse about the wordings we use and so on. So we call it online version. This has a reason. I don't like the word interactive. Interactive is to interact with somebody. This is the online version actually not doing. When we have some functionality, then it is doing this. When we talk here about interactive online reports, then we mean in the end all the same with different kinds of functionality, but we talk about whatever is more convenient for you. Either an interactive version, I will stick to this if this is better, or an online version. A version you could use which is adjusted for watching online, on a computer, on a tablet, on a mobile phone. This is what we count as interactive online.
The question is, to me, it seems like more like a marketing tool, not a tool to use to deliver something to analysts. Because basically what you need numbers and facts, and what you do with your interactive or whatever website report is you kind of trying to give a wider picture, or more fancy apps or whatever. It's not that much useful for analysts who will create their boring analytical report. So what value is it? Because it will basically take more time to create any online report, because you need time to program it or whatever. So what value is it?
Yeah. Then I have to start with the question back actually. Do you do your annual report for your 20, 30 analysts covering you, or is the target group wide? When you do it for the 20, 30 analysts, then I have to say you don't need to even make the printed version of 200 pages, because they read your news in the morning, get your figures, call you afterwards, take part in the webcast, and have all the information they need. They don't need this annual report at all. The annual report, yes, I see as a kind of a marketing tool. I see it as a kind of a summary of the last year forecast for the new year, bundled in one document for investors, analysts perhaps, potential investors, media, and everybody who might be interested in your company. And that's why I say, for me, the discussion about PDF or a printed report versus online report is not existing. We see just that in 2014, 50% of the people will be online. So, and for them, we can deliver something with an online report which is more useful, where they get figures easier. So where you have links from the balance sheet into the explanations, which is much more useful than going then on page number 250 and finding there the information about the board member salaries.
Okay, then the question is, how much time does it take to program it? Because you get a text, right? So you get the pictures, and then you integrate code so that everything is moving on the screen. How much time consuming?
Yeah, this depends, of course, a little bit on what we are doing there, how extended this version looks like. Major time And this is what I was trying to express in the beginning. Major time should actually be used for making the concept of this online report. So to program it, this is quite fast done. We put there 5 developers on it in a week with this program. But the question is, what I want to have out of this. Yeah? Do I want to have a logic for online usage? Do I want to have this possibility to compare figures in a tool there? Do I want to have these internal links which refer where sections section referrals are? And this takes more time. So when we talk about companies like BMW, for example, they are starting with the online report at the same time when they start with the printed report.
Это правильный подход.